I'm Logan Raider on TV, but I'm not the main star here. It's all about the local music scene, baby.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, we're the Sons of Harvard.
I'm Nevin,
I'm Leroy.
and we're the Sons of Harvard. Check
Yeah,
us
we
out
are.
everywhere.
We went to college.
And you've been watching Disney Channel.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Lily.
I'm Faye.
We're Sister Baby.
I'm Danny Roses.
I'm Jay Bez.
And we are
The Mango Cakes. On the end of two.
Hey, that's the beat.
Let's try this song.
All right.
Let's try a song.
Grab your first wing. Here we go. Before I even get into the question, ladies first, go ahead. Take your wing, give it a healthy dip.
All right.
And consume that thing, all right?
Yeah, you.
And then I'm gonna get, go ahead. And then,
You good.
guys, my first question as you guys start to consume your wings, all right, is I wanna dive into the songwriting process for you guys, okay? Because obviously you guys are all here in the local music scene, and you guys are a part of the resurgence that we're seeing here in the local music scene, which is incredible. There was a lull for about a decade where we weren't really getting much from now we got the Slums of Harvard, the Mango Cakes, Sister Baby. Pretty incredible stuff of what you guys are doing, the turnouts you're getting for your shows, the music you're creating. So let's dive into the songwriting process first. First thing I want to talk to you about is I've listened to all of your music. All of you have dealt with heartbreak at some point in your life, love and heartbreak. I want to talk about the songwriting process and what it's like having a personal connection to the song that you're writing as opposed to just throwing lyrics together. How does having a personal connection to a song affect the song in general? Have at it.
Yeah, most of the time, what you create doesn't really happen all in this like one fell swoop where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just oozing, ideas. Most of the time, never idea happens. But if I've heard this multiple times and I've experienced this where you just like throw things at the wall and find out what sticks. And often what sticks is the things that actually relate to you, And so if it relates to you as a human being, somebody's bound to experience the same thing you've experienced. So.
What about for Sister Baby?
I think our songs are really conceptual. We're big on storytelling, and we kind of come together with a concept, and I'm more of the composer and she'll bring in the lyrics, and so we're a good team in that way.
The good thing about being sisters is we have a lot of the same experiences and a lot of the same background and memories, so we can kind of bounce off of that. And we really try to make things vulnerable because we find things that are vulnerable are oftentimes more relatable than just things that we're trying to be relatable with.
Right. So, of course, there's a process to all this stuff, right? Writing the song, coming up with the lyrics, coming up with the music, and then taking that from pen to paper and bringing that song to life. I kind of want to talk to you guys about the recording process and how that feels to really just take a pen to paper, write the lyrics, write the music, and then actually start to hear it come to fruition. Can you guys talk to me a little bit about what that is like and how amazing that has to feel to be able to take those experiences you guys lived through and then put them on pen and paper and then bring them into things that all of us can enjoy? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's magical, definitely. And when we're writing together, it's super cool when we get to be on the same page about something. It clicks in both of us. And I find that writing music and performing it is really healing for those things. It can be painful to bring that back up, but then in the end it's healing because you've taken that and you've made something beautiful with it.
I think for me, when I bring up those past experiences and everything, especially we'll go off of heartbreak, because I do have a few songs that are heartbreak oriented. I think it's more so just tapping into that, who I was and what I was going through there, but I'm not feeling that anymore. I'm just trying to grab that as I'm writing or as I'm freestyling, as I'm trying to write to the music. At the same time, listening to the vibe of the song. But I think for me, it's more so just grabbing that feeling, throwing it on paper, and then once we record it and once it's put out, I think that's such a, like you said, magical feeling. Such a you did something that's really great, and then when people react to it positively, it just makes it that much more better because you know that what you're feeling and what you're experiencing, people are relating to, and people are also liking what and understanding what you're going through.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was saying, it's really nice to have somebody outside of the band to kind of help you capture
Yeah.
your idea because they have fresh ears and they've never heard it. So for us, we go to Rio Grande Studios and we record with Kenny Riley, and we call him the Desert Wizard, and he's literally just
He's like 1,000 years old.
Literally just a wizard. He's
a legend.
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
And
We recorded Bad Girl with him.
Yeah, and he just he's able to cut off the fluff, like he likes to say. It's just like we have the song, we'll send it to, or we'll play it for him live in the studio, and then he not necessarily starts picking it apart, but he'll be like, all right, this is great. You don't need that. Maybe try something different here. And he'll just start writing with us in the moment, which is super exciting just to be all 6 of us in the studio together, recording what we thought was a full song, and then having him listen to it once and then immediately elevate it in the moment is really something special.
Bring it to life. Go ahead.
I think that's one thing that's hard, at least for me, is the fluff part. Because definitely once you are freestyling and then you have those little parts that you have in your song that you're like, I'm keeping in the song. You start building around that. And sometimes if you don't have that outside kind of ear to be like, maybe not that, or maybe switch that to something else, you can start just throwing stuff up, just word vomiting into your song. And then you can just start making it not make sense, or just making it too much of something. So I agree with that. Yeah, having that outside perspective as well to kind of give you some, not change all of this, but just some advice of this is kind of what I'm hearing. If you want to take it, if not, cool.
Yeah, I think as artists we get really precious about our songs, and we get
100%,
really
exactly.
they're our babies. And so we work with Edgar Wonder, he's our producer, and he is just really good at elevating our music in a way that doesn't take away from it but kind of refines it. And he's very gracious and lets us experiment with our own ideas and lay stuff down. But when we can't figure out where to go with a song, he's really good at helping us take it to the next level in a way that's more refined. So it's really useful to have that outside perspective, like you guys said.
Yeah, then going back to what you're saying about what it feels like to see a song go from the start to the end, because what we'll start off with a nice bass line or a nice riff. And then that's where it starts. And then, like she said, it's like a baby. Each song is like your baby. So to see it go from being born in a bassline riff and then all the way to being an adult where you have the full song made and it's out and it's damn, dude, that is out there.
That's got to be one of the best feelings ever, man. To be sitting in a room with just a pen and paper, and you're writing that song down. You're like, man, this would be. How am I going to bring this to life? And to actually bring it to life on Apple Music, Spotify, for everyone else to enjoy has to be incredibly gratifying. I kind of want to segue. You talked about having that outside ear, or someone that's not part of the band listening. I kind of want to segue into musical influences for you guys, right? Okay, every single artist out there has been influenced by somebody, right? Somebody influenced them. I kind of want to talk to you guys all individually about who your musical influences are and how those influences are seen and heard in your music and in your lyrics. We'll start with the Slums.
Yeah. Well, for me, I never grew up playing music or never did anything musical growing up. The Slums was my first dive into music. And I just wanted to rap, and somehow I ended up in a rock band. And so that's kind of fun to see how my personal style kind of morphs into what the Slums has become. But for me personally, I'd I'm pretty much stuck in the 2010s of rap, which is Mac Miller, J. Cole, Kendrick, Kanye, Kid Cudi, those kind of artists. B.O.B. for sure, yeah. B.O.B., Lupe Fiasco. So
I saw that Fiestas.
Yeah.
That was incredible for you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about for you?
Same kind of thing. Started out, I was thought I could sing, wasn't totally sure. I still don't really know.
still working.
But I started off with more singer-songwriting stuff, so I like Ed Sheeran, that kind of stuff. And then once the band started, and again, I grew up on Blink-182, all those heavy hitters, My Chemical Romance, that kind of stuff. And then I got introduced to Catfish and the Bottlemen. Love those guys. So they're a big influence on me. I like Arctic Monkeys, a little bit of Maroon 5. A lot of pop punk stuff right now. So,
Danny?
Yeah, for me, I grew up in church a lot. So a lot of my musical influences kind of stem from that. I mean, like Switchfoot, Hillsong. I mean, those songs or those bands are really ingrained in who I am. At the same time, after we kind of stopped going to church, I stopped kind of being super religious. Post Malone, Bruno Mars, Vance Joy. They're definitely those are some artists that I really kind of try to strive to be lyrically kind of like. I like storytelling. J. Cole, I heard him for the first time like senior year of high school, and it was his song Wet Dreams. And at the end of his song, I was like, what? There's more. There's got to be more to this story. What the heck? And that alone just like made me want to tell stories in all of my music. And so those are just a few for me. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I ain't never done this before.
Exactly.
I think of eras as opposed to individual artists, like 80s, like Michael Jackson, Prince.
Gotcha.
All those 80s power ballads, Air Supply. Like I listened to that on the radio and in the Philippines growing up. So the influences are a little different because what makes it to the Philippines from America is very like narrow. So Red Hot Chili Peppers was one of them.
Oh, sure.
And then all the emo music we just mentioned earlier. Like I started playing bass because of emo music. And I also was a worship leader at some point, so all that stuff.
I love the classic Jabez pop punk vids.
Yeah.
Awesome, like Jabez in high school, like with the hair, like playing some Blink or something like that is amazing.
Yeah. But also I ended up in a high school that was predominantly black and like got my education in funk music, gospel,
Nice.
R&B, and that's mostly what I gravitate to these days.
You can absolutely hear that in the Mango Cakes music too.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think of eras, I think of whole genres as opposed to individual artists, but names like Bruno Mars as well.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, Prince, Marvin Gaye, like really great artists.
What I really love about the Mangoes too is like they also have like that big band kind of like Frank Sinatra feel with the whole horn section.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix between pop like Bruno Mars and then a lot of funk aspects, and then like the horn section just elevates it to like that like Roaring 20s or like those Frank Sinatra days with the big band. Like I love that sound so much.
You can hear that era inspiration in the Mango
Yeah,
Cakes
absolutely.
for
Just-
sure.
It's huge. It's
Yeah.
it's like we saw them last night, and I was just a spectator for the show, and it felt amazing. It's just like it fills the room so perfectly. It feels good when you're watching the Mango Cakes.
I didn't pay him to say that.
I am not sponsored by the Mangoes.
What about
And not
a little
to
biased, but
not to take anything away from you guys, I will say also a lot of now musical experiences or influences are definitely a lot of funk bands. I mean, like Marvin Gaye. I can't think of anything right now. But the Mango Cakes, when I joined the Mango Cakes, they exposed me to a huge different type of music that I just really didn't listen to growing up. And that has also influenced how I'm writing, how I'm listening to music, how I'm making music. So yeah, being with the Mango Cakes now more recently within the last couple of years has broadened my spectrum of musical influence.
local bands collaborating, inspiring each other here, which is really, really interesting. Let's talk about the Sister Baby. What about y'all's inspirations?
I think a big thing is like local artists. They're the most inspiring to us because it feels really accessible and it's close to home, and it's like I could do this too, So I would say Slow Alchemy, Willa J, Micah Thunder are big inspirations for us. We also like, as far as bands that kind of influence our sound, is Boy Genius, the Greeting Committee, Big Thief.
Big Thief, Adrian Linker. We also grew up in church, so our dad is a musician, so like we get all that from him, and so we have that background too as well. But we really are inspired by local music often.
You can definitely hear y'all's inspirations in all your music, because I've been listening to your music for the last 4 or 5 days. I'm telling you, like that's all I've been listening to, and I hear those inspirations and all the work that you guys are creating. It's actually really amazing to see. Let's dive into the art of performing live. Oh, side note. Yeah, side note. Before I get into that, wing number 2. So let's go with the first. Alexis, what was the first sauce? It was
Sweet and sour.
sweet and sour. Now. Sweet and spicy. Now we're going to the buffalo, I believe, right? Everybody, wing it up. You know what it is. You know what time it is. Wing it up. Ladies first here at the table. And give them some healthy. Yes, thank you. That's the dip we're looking for right there.
We need to bring this ranch out.
Oh, that's mild. That's if you're dying. That's a last resort type of thing.
It's cheating.
The hotter the sauce, the hotter the questions. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. And
Rio Bravo wings.
there we go. Right. Rio Bravo wings and beer are they're doing us a solid today.
Their chickens are on SARS for sure.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the first one was spicier than this. Yeah, it was yummy.
Sometimes the spice hits a little later on these sauces that are hot, right? A delayed hit, some would say. Okay, guys.
That's just this is a
The
classic.
Slums of Harvard, the Mango Cakes, Sister Baby, you guys are all part of the resurgence in the local music scene here. Okay, you guys are having a huge hand in the rise of music here locally. Part of that is performing live. There's one thing to be able to write a song and go record it into a studio and they make the song sound as perfect as possible. And then there's another thing to be able to get out there live with your mic, without your auto-tune, without any type of weird technology that's gonna make you sound amazing, and just performing your butts off, all right? So I kind of want to talk to you guys about the art of performing live and what goes into that for all of you guys. So we're talking pre-show routines, things that prepare you for performing live. And we'll start with Sister Baby and we'll make our way down the line. So Sister Baby, you guys just recently had one of your first performances, which was a big success to say the least. How did you prepare for that? And do you guys have any type of routines that you do before singing in front of an audience, which is quite the task for pretty much every human being alive? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So leading up to our first show with the full band, we did rehearsals every week. We compiled our band together, really awesome people. And I took it upon myself because I don't play instruments live. I'll throw something on in the studio, but I don't play with the full band live, so I'm just singing. So I was like, I'm the person that's not like static. Of course, you're not necessarily static when you're playing guitar, but I have the most ability to move around. And one thing about me is I hate mic stands. I will always be ripping my mic off the mic stand. But yeah, so I was like, okay, I need to bring the energy. I need to be able to be dancing, be connecting with the people in the audience, move around the stage with the band. So yeah, I just focus on that, on making the energy, keeping it up. Yeah.
She brings a lot to the table there because I'm kind of the opposite. I really struggle with performing, and I'm really grateful that she can bring that energy. And I guess as far as like pre-show routines go, I always have to do affirmations because I suffer from imposter syndrome, and I have to tell myself like I'm a legitimate musician and I'm talented and I'm entertaining and that kind of thing. But I think that show was magical. So and it kind of just like lifted that off our shoulders. I'm like, okay, we can do this. We can do, and I think it gets easier every time. So
What about for the Mango Cakes?
I think everything starts with the set list. Tina and I kind of plan moments in the set list where we know how the crowd's gonna feel, and we make sure that the song's right, or in the song there's a moment where it just feels so intimate, or it just feels so big and it's a trash can ending, and we kind of have figured out like what a flow of a show typically looks like, where it's like this energy level coming down, coming back up, like what songs are going to fit there, and when can you, kind of move the crowd in the way that you want. Because people, when they watch you, they're not there to they're just there to be taken away. Take them away, they want to be here, they're trusting you.
Right.
And so the first 2 songs is kind of like, here, you can trust us.
Yeah.
We play an intro that's all instrumental that leads into a song. Like everything's like we're here now, and kind of moving that way. There used to feel a lot of nervousness before shows. Yeah. Leroy was joking about earlier, like I don't feel anything anymore. Maybe if we open for Bruno Mars, then I'll be throwing up in the back, But we're excited to experience more new things, and so yeah.
I think for me, so once again, coming in with the Mango Cakes has definitely made me a better performer. And I think with that being said, it's just because I'm around a bunch of super talented people and a bunch of supportive people as well. The first show, I always bring this up, but the first show I did with the Mango Cakes, I was so nervous, so timid, like I was singing like this, and
There's pictures.
and there's pictures of it, yeah. And I'm
I
like
gotta
that.
see those.
And I'm just super nervous, and I'm like, yeah, just hat down and everything, like just trying to stay to myself. And now, like I'm a lot more confident. Same thing. I don't get as nervous. Every show I get nervous for before, just because I want it to be good. And same thing, imposter syndrome. I can't believe I'm with the Mango Cakes with these talented musicians. And so before, I actually just had that question last night. One of my other band members, Aiden, the trombone player, he was like, "Hey, do you do any warm-ups before like you go up on stage or anything?" And I was like, honestly, lately I've been trying to get better at it, but most of the time I'll just sing a few songs on my way to the gig, warm up my voice like that, and then I'll be able to kind of be ready for the show. But the nerves definitely hit, and maybe smoke a little joint, something like that before, get a little leveled, just so I'm a little more comfortable on stage. And then you get up there, and then the energy from the crowd is definitely what elevates you, and you're like, you know what, I can do this, I'm doing this. And everybody around you on stage is energetic, everybody's looking at you with the same mindset, with the same energy, and everybody's feeding off of each other. I think that's usually what my routine is, I guess.
It's great stuff. Slums. What about for you guys?
I would say there's a few things. Prepare, practice as much as you can for the show. If you're nervous for the show, it's probably because you haven't practiced enough. If you practice enough, you're going to be all right. It's muscle memory at that point. The other thing is, entertain the crowd. Don't be, as Kenny says, don't be a shoegazer. Don't do that.
That's what I mean.
You have to bring the crowd in. You have to make eye contact with everybody. Take advice from other musicians that have been here for a long time, like Amanda. She's amazing. I get my kicks from her. I love to kick.
Yeah.
She's a kicker.
I will say,
She's a kid.
I will say to interrupt you, Amanda had a lot to do with my stage
She
presence.
sang with us.
Amanda.
From the Red Light Cameras, yes.
Amanda Michonne.
Yes.
She definitely had a lot. I mean, she had a lot of influence, I think, on a lot of people in the music scene, but
Yeah.
she
The
definitely
big
had
sister.
an influence on me on stage for sure.
And then for pre-show rituals, just like to have a few brewskis,
There we go.
2, 3,
Loosen up a little bit.
4, depending how long the show is, and then a stage beer,
There we go.
and from there.
What about for you?
I mean, I don't know where the hell this came from, but I just showed up one day and we had a show, and then I just figured it out. I don't know. I'd never done anything performative in my entire life
Wow.
until that first Slum show. And then I just was super excited to be there. And then now it's really just about, like Nevin said, being prepared. Like if the whole band is locked, sorry. If the whole band is locked in, and they're doing their job, then I have to do my job, or we have to do our jobs. We work as a team, and it's only a good show if all of us are bringing that energy or are putting on that show. But I think like Bez said too, or Danny said, just that crowd energy. There's something about it, having people right there in front of your face and just being able to see their faces, and they really just bring the energy out of you. It's for me too, sometimes you'll start out a show and the energy in the crowd is not there. You kind of have to bring it out of them. And sometimes it can get really awkward, especially as the front person. You're really going hard and nobody's really feeling it. And you can get inside your head really quickly of man, they think we suck, or they're really not vibing. So our drummer, Nick the Machine Morning, the albino rhino, as Nevin has been calling him,
He's so big.
He's massive.
He's bigger than that.
He's been bringing the energy since he joined the band. He's just so massive and plays so big, and his energy behind the kit is just incredible. And so sometimes if the crowd's not feeling it and I'm starting to get in my head, I'll turn and I'll look back at him playing and how he's going so hard, and that'll kind of lift me back up, which is nice.
I will say with exactly that, we've had a few shows where it's 3 people, 5 people in the crowd, right? Something like that.
Play your ass off.
It's just I think we as a band have gotten to the point where we're not really there to do it for everybody. We're doing it for everybody. But at the same time, there's 3 people, even if there's 25, 100 people out there and the energy's not there, we're still having the
It's 9
energy
people on
because
stage.
We're having fun. Like, we're
For the love of the music.
yeah. At the end of the day,
Play
we're
music
having
with your
fun.
friends.
We're a crowd
We're
on stage.
friends. We love it. We're
Yeah.
doing what we
I
love.
love music.
And there could be
Yeah.
everybody just sitting there with their arms crossed,
Yep.
just staring at us. It might get in my head, and we'll look at each other, and we'll just start vibing, and we'll start killing it. Like, look,
And oftentimes, like that becomes this, you know.
yeah, exactly.
This, you know. I played with the Slums actually last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
One for the first time.
Nice.
And I was like, oh man, like this is the kind of music I grew up playing, like listening to before I even played bass. So pop punk, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
get to do this. This is like a lifelong dream. I told my girlfriend, girl, please show up to the show. Like, this is a fantasy of mine. Like, play a rock show. Girlfriend's watching. Yeah, and yeah, I was so
What are your
honored.
other fantasies?
And their practice space is so freaking loud. Like, it's insane. I had to wear earplugs. Like, Jesus, dude. Like, the energy's already there for them
Yeah.
at practice, you know. And I was playing, and then we took a break. And I love it because Leroy and Nev kill it, so I don't have to do much. For the Mango Cakes, I'm in front and I have to do stuff, you know. But this one, I'm like, they got it. You know, I'm gonna play bass. I'm gonna make sure I don't make mistakes. And then on the break, this one of their friends was like, "Dude, I love you so much, bro." I was like, "Why?" It's like, "You're the chillest bass player I know." Like, just in the back, chilling. Is like, "You motherfucker." I'm not that. So I'm back second set. I was like, "Fuck, let's go."
Staring at him. Yeah,
What did
staring
you say
at
to
him,
me? He's
pointing
like,
at
that's
him.
not a compliment, man.
Literally, iron sharpens iron. You guys motivate each other. You guys talked about Nick Morning, the drummer for the Slums of Harvard.
Yes.
That dude could bench Rhode Island.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you right now, that guy could bench Rhode Island. I've seen him. I was like, how much you bench? He's all 400. I was
He
like,
pushes his car to work every day.
it looks like it, Nick. All right. Guys, we were talking about performing live and what you guys do to get.
Actually,
Yeah.
ooh, red light.
Oh,
Oh, wing time.
This is it.
is that wing time?
It's the third wave.
All right, it's time for the third wing. We have one wing right here.
Yeah, we got some here. We got some more.
All right, ladies, all right, let's how many
Yeah, we
got?
have one here.
Everyone needs one.
Off a wing there.
Let's see. Pass the
one
wings
pass down the
around.
wings.
There's one right there. I can
Pass
do the
that-
carrot
wait,
stick
I have-
if I need to.
wait,
I can do that. I love carrots.
I love carrots as well.
Now that's a
We're all dipping our
that's a healthy spread right there. This is not gonna be pretty.
All right, guys, and this is the hottest
the
wing.
hottest one.
This is this is the hot teriyaki, correct, Alexis?
Yes.
The hot teriyaki, all right? This is the hottest sauce they have there. So, ladies, dive
The
in.
biggest
Oh,
freaking
that's
wing.
mine, so we're not gonna have carrots. All right, everyone, have at it.
Hey, cheers, y'all.
Cheers, this is a great time. And guess what? The questions are only getting hotter.
Hey, yeah.
Only hotter. Guys, as you dive into your wings, let me just stage this next question for you guys. We've talked all about the art of performing and your pre-show rituals, and your pre-show routines, like things that get you prepared to go on stage. Now we need to talk about some of the craziest experiences you've had in your music career, whether it's at a show, a recording, with fans. I want to go through the line and talk to everybody about, just think about what's something you say, man, that shit was crazy. That was the craziest experience I've ever had as a musician. Who wants to start first? We can go down, you'll see. Sister, we got a man, all right, go ahead.
So 2023 January. I'm
so
Slums,
sticky.
January of 2023, okay.
Slums played our very first out-of-state gig in Tucson with a couple of awesome bands.
Ooh!
And
The sauce is hot.
Hell yeah.
so we
Light work.
we played the show, and it was a huge relief. Like I always say,
escalated so
my favorite
fast.
part of a show is when it's over, because that means I did my job, and now I can just have fun and get drunk and either watch the other bands or party with my band.
Look at delay effect on it.
And so we played the show. We opened it up,
In Tucson.
yeah, in Tucson, and then we just start drinking. Watching other bands, having a great time. We meet some local people from Tucson, and they take us to another bar. And me and Johnny, our guitar player, have a flight the next morning out of Tucson. Mine is to Orange County, and his is back to Albuquerque. And we're at this second bar, and we both buy shots, and I cheers him, and I look him in the eyes, and I say, "Hey, remember, we both have flights in the morning. Maybe we should take it a little easy tonight." And he says, "Don't you dare tell me what to do." And so we both take that shot, and both of us get absolutely trash. He ends up getting lost, and he somehow finds his way back to the hotel. So hot.
The famous last words,
hot.
don't tell me what to do.
He found his way back to the hotel at like 4 a.m. and then he passed out in the bed next to me. And we're supposed to be at the airport at like our flights are at 7. I wake up at 6:45 in a panic. And I'm like running around the room trying to find all my stuff, and I shake Johnny awake, and I'm like, "Wake up, you piece of shit!" Like, and then he literally wakes up. I'm like, "It's time to go, it's time to go," and he's like, "All right," and then he falls right back asleep. And then I'm just like, I have to leave this guy. Like, he will not wake up. So I somehow made it to the airport.
Oh my God!
In time, got through security, and then got on the flight and made it to Orange County. And then Johnny wakes up with the rest of the band, and he is so angry at me because I was supposed to wake him up. And I'm like, I tried, and you wouldn't wake up. And it was a whole mess. He ended
And
up,
my eyes are watering, folks, from that hot sauce. But we shall persevere.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story right there. What about for you? Any crazy experience you've had as a musician?
Oh, for the slums, one of the low points, but crazy moment. I blacked in mid-show, and that was crazy because, like, I think I blacked in because I didn't know the words. Like, muscle memory wasn't working at that point, and so my body took over and was like, "All right, figure this out." And so I black in, my shirt's off, and I'm at Launchpad, and. And yeah, the show just keeps going. I mess up a few lines, and then I look back and I'm like, what is going on?
The show must go
The
on,
show must
folks.
go on. And so it goes all right from then, but then just throughout the whole night, I felt like I fucked up because I'm surely I messed up something, some words.
Girl,
or
I was
something out there.
sleepwalking that entire show.
Yeah, exactly. I was sleepwalking with alcohol, so it was cool.
Love that.
That's probably one of the crazy experiences I've had as just a performer, like going from not alive to there in the moment, kind of thing. But another crazy experience is seeing the crowd sing your lyrics back to you. That's
Amazing
cool,
moment.
Yeah. It's
What'd
like,
that feel like?
just, I don't know. It's
Euphoric,
hard to
probably.
explain it.
it's really shocking.
Because it's like, I made this thing, and now you've experienced it, you like it, and now you're living it a little bit.
You know it. Yeah.
Are you having
know
this
it.
moment where you're just like zooming back to when you were writing that song?
Yeah, sometimes I'm
your
looking
room.
at their mouth, so I'm making sure that I'm saying the right words.
Exactly.
I'm like, wait.
Depends on how much he's had to drink that night.
It's,
21 and older, folks.
yes, I try not to look at that person who knows all the words
Yeah.
the whole time because I'll get mesmerized thinking about, oh my God, they know the song. And then
Unreal.
in the moment, I'll just like be so caught up in the moment and forget the song because I'm so excited about them singing it back that I have to
Yeah.
like look away and look at somebody else.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, just so you know, our mouths are all on fire right now. If you're wondering what's going on, Rio Bravo Brewing's hot sauce is
I'm out of drink.
very hot. Danny Roses is over here suffering, but he's got a question to answer. Danny, craziest experience you've ever had?
I don't know how you guys are talking, but all right, crazy experience for me.
Talking helps.
I told my girlfriend about this, so I can say it. We've opened up for Tris Toledo
Yeah.
back last year, 2023. I don't remember when it was.
October.
In October, and we're doing merch. It was a really awesome show. One of those moments where when we started, the crowd was not into it.
Yeah.
Cold crowd.
Yeah,
No,
cold crowd. But by the end, they were vibing with us. They liked it.
You got him into it.
We got them into
That
it.
crowd started out cold.
Yes, very
They were
cool.
like, who the fuck are these guys? We want to see Trip Toledo.
That crowd also was just like the demographic was so,
not
outside
the
of the
people
realm
who play
of
football.
like a
Yeah,
standard
okay.
bingo show.
Yeah, like middle-aged Chicano. Like,
Exactly.
I was like, oh, okay, let's play with
So
them.
those were my people, but at the same time, they wasn't their vibe. We pulled them in, it was cool. We had our merch afterwards, and I had 2 to 3 older ladies come up, buy a few things of merch. Can we get some pictures? Yeah, cool. And they go in to give me a kiss. I'm like, yo. And I'm like, hey, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. But I have a girlfriend. I'm chilling. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your admiration, but I'm not about that. I think for me, that was the craziest thing that I've experienced. Like, it felt like a little bit of a superstar moment where it's like, oh, they're just trying to give you a kiss. And
They're trying to kiss me on the lips.
You don't consent.
I didn't consent to this, yes.
Even ask me.
Danny Rose's Macy's his first fans.
So it gets followed.
Incredible. Incredible.
I think it was a cool experience. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it was like, this is crazy. Like,
that's funny.
this is weird that this is happening.
Yeah.
But I didn't kiss him back. I'm just letting you know.
reciprocate. He did not reciprocate.
I mean, we're scheming.
J-Bez, what about you?
We're a very tame band, you know. Like we play at a mega church on Sunday, you know, so we can't party on Saturday night. So it's like really rough.
You
know?
could, but you choose not to.
It'd be rough, you know. But there's been moments where a fan would walk up to me and be like, "Hey, I've been watching you since 2021 at Sawmill, our first residency, and like I met this girl and I just didn't know what to say. So my pickup line was like, look at this band, how great are they?" And like 2 years later, they're asking us to play at their wedding.
Wow.
And it's like,
So the pickup.
What?
Yeah.
A full circle
so
moment.
the mango cakes is a pickup line, you know. So yeah, really flattering stuff like that. You know, that for me it's surreal. Like, oh, like my friend would drive around town and they would see a car with a mango cake sticker,
Yeah.
like on another car. Like
Yeah.
that's surreal. So also, like somebody wearing a shirt out in the wild
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Just really exciting stuff. Or I would be at a different set of friends and none of them would be musicians and everybody would be talking about their careers and what they do. And I was like, are you in a band? I was like, yeah, I'm in a band called the Mango Cakes. And they're like, what? Like, we're fans of you've seen your show 5 times. Like, yeah, it's like you've seen us 5 times. You don't know who I am. So I don't get the kisses like Danny does. But I do run into those situations. To me, like, it's surreal. Like, you know, locally, like just knowing people who know me and what I've created and
Amazing.
with these guys. Yeah. And then the last thing was we played at this celebrity at Revel. Like it was like an actor's fundraiser or something like that. And we were just like, it's not paid. We just want to play Revel. Let's play it. Let's do our best. You know, we played. Danny wasn't even there because he had to be in New York. So Josie ran the vocals by herself, which has never happened.
Crazy, yeah.
And we just like went through the motions and got it done. And then 2 months later, somebody texts us and it's like, "Hey, Bruno Mars's manager saw you."
What?
That's insane.
And he loved you. I was like, what? So
Tell him.
that was
Tell
surreal.
Bruno.
So that was probably the craziest experience for me. And I was in the Philippines when I got that text, and I was just like telling everybody in my family, I was like, guys, look at this text. And everybody's like, oh my God. So yeah, that was
Amazing.
Quickly, I will say, I also got recognized just out in public. I went out to Genghis Group.
You got recognized.
There we go.
Sure we know.
Yeah, I went out. I was with my family. I was like, "Can I get a beer?" He's like, "Do you play music?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you in the Mango Cakes?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, we go to your shows all the time."
Oh,
I was like, "That's super cool." Yeah.
I do want to kiss.
Yeah, I was like, "Can I get that beer for free?" But yeah, you guys go ahead. Go ahead.
Sister Baby, craziest experience you ever had in your young tenure as a duo. What's the craziest experience you've had so far?
I mean, yeah, I think being recognized is always crazy. We've had a couple experiences like that at UNM. I'm a barista on the weekend, and I've had someone be like, "Are you in Sister Baby?" I'm like, "No,
I actually am.
I am."
One show.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
It's cool.
They're
It's
taking
very
over.
cool.
They really are.
Yeah.
I think the craziest experience for me was when our first show, when we played Fishbowl, because I wrote that song when I was like 16, and it was a way of like processing through stuff for me, and I never thought anyone would hear it. Like, so
Not even
to see the crowd, nobody. To hear the crowd singing along, and like, you know, they had their flashlights, and it was just like their voices like ringing through, and it's just really surreal, like to hear people sing your lyrics, like you were saying. It's like it never will get old, I'm sure.
Yeah, the lights, that was so cool. Same show, when we were playing Aristotle, as soon as our guitarist Cameron played the riff for it, everyone started screaming, and I was like,
They recognized it.
They recognized the riff, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's insane, because I would have never expected that.
Yeah.
And Aristotle is a really like exciting one for me because, well, one, it was the first one we released that I actually helped Lily write, so that was special to me. But also, it's like it's just one of our most fun songs, and I get to be like grungy and angsty with it, like because we were talking about influences like Hayley Williams from Paramore, one of my biggest influences. So I was like, I get to be a little Hayley today. So I was so excited for that, and everyone's screaming and like being excited about it and jumping and all that. Like that was super amazing. And then after that show, this little girl and her mom came up to me. And they're like, we just had to meet you. Like, you're so inspiring. And I was like, what? Like, that's so crazy. So I met her. I was talking to her daughter, and she was like, can we get a picture? And I was like, that's crazy. Because it wasn't too long ago that I was that little girl at shows being like, oh my gosh, like that's the coolest thing ever.
Right.
So that was really cool. And then, like she was saying, there's some people that have come up to me and been like, are you in Sister Baby? And I'm like, yeah, how do you know? Like, what? Yeah. But yeah.
Well, you guys are all making your mark on the music scene here in Albuquerque. That's why we're here today, right? Because I said it earlier. I said we had a lull in the local music scene here in Albuquerque for about a decade, all right? And Slums of Harvard, the Mango Cake, Sister Baby, you guys are part of the resurgence that we're seeing here locally. And every great band, musician, artist, they all started locally. Every single one of them, all right? And you guys are well on your way to doing great things. You guys are in the infancy of your music careers right now. I want you guys to know that. And like the best is yet to come for you guys. I want to talk about being embedded in that local music scene, right? Because there's people, they go to Nashville, they go to Memphis, but you guys are the faces of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Biggest city in in New Mexico.
In the United States.
Biggest city in the United States too. Let's go per capita with stolen cars.
Exactly.
I kind of want to talk about what it feels like for you guys to be embedded in this local music scene, and kind of what it's like. You two, the Mango Cakes and the Slums, y'all have collaborated. What it's like to collaborate with local musicians, and kind of what it's like to be the new face of what is the local music scene here in the 505. Let's just start with you, Slums.
It feels fucking amazing. Like I said, never saw myself doing anything like this. And the fact that I get to be a part of it and be a part of something that's like blossoming and thriving is just so awesome. Being able to meet like awesome people like you guys and like create friendships and continue to grow together side by side is amazing. And then like being able to do other things like outside, like I've done stuff with the Mango Cakes, like perform with them a bunch. I've like put together my own separate band to do like a Mac Miller cover band set.
And it's all Mango Cakes.
Yeah, it's all Mango Cakes.
Featuring Leroy.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, there's honestly no better feeling. Just being a part of something exciting and being at the forefront of it it feels amazing. And just being able to kind of just like help out newer people, like people that are coming on the scene, like letting them open and kind of helping them get their feet wet, like the Rhythms did for us. Like when we first started out, they saw us, we opened for them randomly at Launchpad, and they were there to see us, and they're like, these guys are awesome, we should have them on more shows. And then they had us on, and we just kept going up and up from there. So being able to help out that next generation like they did for us, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool. Like it seems like the music community is like a bunch of just lost souls that came together. You know, it's like Neverland. A lot of like lost boys and girls that didn't want the 9-to-5 kind of job, and they're chasing their dreams. And just to be like surrounded by those people, it like encourages you to keep like chasing that kind of thing. You know.
I've definitely, I've definitely had moments on stage, and I wanted to ask everybody too, but I've had moments on stage being with the Mango Cakes where we're in the middle of a song, and I look out to the crowd, and everyone is just dancing, everyone's vibing, and I look at the band, everyone is just in the same mindset, and I've just taken a step back and been like, this is like real life. This is actually like these people. It just always blows my mind, and it's no like shot to our fans or anything like that. I don't believe it. Like it's like, why are you guys here with us? Like, I get it that like our music is cool, but being on this side of it, like I've just growing up, I've always been on the other side of the fan. You know, like I've always been on the other side of being the fan and just realizing, oh, this is cool. And I've been the fan also. Like that's my favorite artist. I'm watching them play right now. But it's always so surreal to me to be like, these people came out to watch us play music, and it's just always such a cool experience. But yeah, I don't even remember what the question was. But
community. Speaking of community, like the Mango Cakes itself is like 9 people. I joked about this earlier. It's like that's a whole community of people alone.
How many?
9 to 12. Sometimes
9 to 12.
A village.
There's a joke. There was a joke early on when it was like the Mango Cakes walk in a bar, and like, what do? And they're like, they're waiting for their 30 other members. And we crowd a stage, and it's something to look at.
Yeah.
And all the members in that band like are some of the best in the state at what they do, and it's just because they're also connected into their own musical worlds, you know. And Aiden's playing with the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Santa Fe Opera. Like Tina's been doing marching band stuff since she was a kid, and at an elite level. And Josie's like amazing singer from Oklahoma, you know, and world class vocalist. Everybody's just like great at what they do. And then you realize too that wait, Sister Baby exists, and I've never seen them live. And then I've seen you guys live so many times, and both of you are freaking amazing at what you do.
Yeah.
This is like an underground scene all the way to the professional working musician scene, and there's just whoa, there's so much. And I feel like because we're so big, it's like something to be like, let's go to this thing together.
Right.
And we've always brought singers up, not just Leroy, but if we have an opportunity, oh, you want to do a song with us tonight? Let's do a song together for the show.
Yeah.
Let's do it together, or let's write a song because I don't know how to write a verse for this one. And just to have you, because I just want to be around you and hang out, you know? So we've always been open to that. And I think that's why we've gotten our success, because everybody likes doing that with us too. So
I think it's so cool, especially collabing with the Mango Cakes and Slums. It's just the 6 of us are just some bros who somehow figured out how to play music. Just some hard dudes playing hard rock, just figured out how to do it. And
Pause. This clip's for the dogs. Continue. So these are for dudes who want to be dudes. Listen up.
So just somehow being some bros figuring out how to play music and be in a band.
Yeah.
And then being able to get connected.
You want to
be
get chicks?
friends.
Listen up.
Being able to get connected with actual world-class musicians like the Mango Cakes, and seeing how both of those grow individually and then being able to collab. It's just so such different circles somehow coming together to just create a fun atmosphere for a crowd to see. It's just so
I will say that I think, like you said, this generation of music that are coming up, I think we're all okay with collaborating with each other and bringing each other up. I don't think that I haven't seen it in any of these bands that are coming up that we're nah, we're not trying to work with you. I think we're all really open-minded and be we're all in the same boat. We're all trying to get to the same goal. And at the end of the day, music is just it brings people together. And I think when bands come together, it makes the fans come together, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's really awesome, that we're all just trying to make music together. I mean, you guys are working with Edgar, you guys are working around Micah and all of them. And I think it's just super cool that we're all just willing to help each other.
Yeah. Let's talk about Sister Baby really quick here, because you guys are fresh on the scene. Fresh, a little fresher than the Slums and the Mango Cakes, but man, you guys have come in super hot. It's not okay, a couple songs, yeah, they're okay, we'll see what they... No, you guys got your first 3 songs are oh my God, they feel like they've been here for a long time. Talk to me about what it's like for you guys to now be a part of this local music scene. It's just the beginning for you guys. What does it feel to be embedded in this now? You guys are ingrained in this local music scene. Talk to me about that.
I think the most motivating thing is community, and watching people succeed is just motivating. It's exciting, and you want to keep up, and all of it is good for Albuquerque and for the scene and for music lovers. And of course, it's an honor to be up here with you guys, and that imposter syndrome comes in, but it's kind of well, we can either be we're not ready, or we can just step it up and get ready. And and trust the process. So yeah, I think the community is a really, really beautiful thing, and I think local music is the future. I think being a fan of a band that's in your hometown is like just a really special thing, and I'm really like interested in cultivating that as opposed to like, you know, being nationally famous or globally famous. You know, I think it's a beautiful goal to just like build the Albuquerque music scene, and I can see that happening. So it's very exciting to be a part of it, and it's really like it's an honor for sure.
Yeah, we're really big on sharing. Like our band members that we play with right now, we've got Ken, Travis on bass. We first saw her play with Low Mellow, and really loved her. So we were like, we want her for our band. And then we've got Tin Haynes on our drums. She plays with Slow Alchemy as well. And then we got Cameron Beatty, who plays with like a million bands. So we love the idea of sharing everything.
Yeah.
And then for us, open mics are huge for us. That's how we started. We actually host one now.
Yep.
So open mics are just a great place for anyone to come and share their music. If they're starting with covers, if they're playing their originals, if they're, you know, only playing one song or playing a whole thing, because that's how we started. So we want to be able to encourage other people to start that way too.
An amazing, at the ABQ Collective, it's an amazing way for people to like, you know, break out of their comfort zone, right? And, you know, get out there like all of you have.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great summer.
Yeah.
Guys,
Love to see what Sister Baby has coming out.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited
Guys.
to go watch Sister Baby.
This has been an amazing conversation. The music scene in Albuquerque, New Mexico is on the rise, and it's because of you guys. It really is because of you guys. The Slums of Harvard, the Mango Cakes, Sister Baby. You guys are doing amazing stuff, bringing the music scene back to life here in Albuquerque. This has been an amazing conversation. Go follow all of them, guys. Sister Baby, the Mango Cakes, Slums of Harvard. The best is yet to come with these guys. So, yeah. Also, Rio Bravo
Yeah, shout out
Brewery.
Rio Bravo.
They got
Shout out Rio Bravo.
amazing
Cheers.
beer. And
Cheers,
let's just
y'all.
say, yeah, cheers to them.
Cheers,
My
cheers,
glass is
cheers,
empty.
cheers.
It was that good. Cheers to that. The wings were amazing. We went through 3 of their hot sauces. I don't know if you saw in that last one.
We were dying, bruh.
Old Danny Rose is over there
I
with
was
gasping for
dying,
oxygen. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. An amazing conversation, and keep killing the music game here. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
All right.
So much.
Let's go.
Love you, Albuquerque.
And that's it. That's a wrap.
Hell yeah.
Good job.